Good evening, Johar, and welcome everyone to another game in the Women's Hero Hockey India League, coming to you from the Marangom ke Jaipal Singh AstroTurf Stadium here in Ranchi. It's match number 9 between the JSW Surma Hockey Club versus the Odisha Warriors. It's a top table clash between two teams who have been informed and who have registered wins galore.
Good evening, Rachi. It is hockey time. JSW Surma Hockey Club versus Odisha Warriors. Captain Salima Tete, Neha Goyal are at the center with the on-field umpires ready. It's time for the toss. नेहा टॉस जीत लिया है क्या करने का फैसला है प्ले Odisha Warriors have won the toss and they have decided to start the play.
Two very good friends leading out their respective franchises. It is Neha Goyal for the Odisha Warriors and Salima Tete, the recently crowned Arjuna Awardee, leading the JSW Surma Hockey Club. This is Arun Venugopal here on commentary, and alongside me is Devan Sen. A very, very good evening to you. Where JSW Surma Hockey Club and Odisha Warriors are looking for a victory to secure bragging rights. Both the teams have 3 victories from 4 matches, but this will be the big encounter, and the winner of this match could potentially. We'll have a look at the teams as well. Savita starts on goal. There's Nikki Pradhan, the experienced campaigner, alongside Vaishnavi Falke, who will handle defense. Sophie Hamilton, Maria Vashur, Salima Tete will be in midfield. Charlotte Stephenhorst and Charlotte Ongle-Bear will be right up front, providing threat after threat, much like they did yesterday.
And no shortage of attacking options on the other side as well. You've got Yibi Janssen with the penalty corners. Neha Goyal has also scored a goal. Frika Moish has been in good form. Rutuja Pisal has looked quite impressive. And watch out for the likes of Sakshi Rana as well as Kanika Sivach, who've been quite exceptional off the bench.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
It's Johar and good evening to one and all here. It is the JSW Sumo Hockey Club taking on the Odisha Warriors. It's the Odisha Warriors in their orange and blue outfit who are pushing from left to right, and Team Surma in their all white outfit, in fact, are pushing from right to left in the commentary box. This is Arun Venugopal and alongside me is Devan Sen.
You would expect big performances tonight because both teams know what's at stake. An outright win will secure a position in that final. And the other two teams will also be watching on. The best result from their perspective will be for JSW Surma to secure an outright win, because that will mathematically keep the other two teams in the equation.
Surma find themselves in the striking circle already. It was Charlotte Stephenhorst who found herself in the scorer sheet yesterday. Was prowling dangerously close to the Warriors' goal. Let's not forget that the JSW Surma are playing a game on the bounce. But what a game to be playing close on the heels of. They registered a victory with the highest margin in the Hero Hockey India League, a 5-1 decimation of the Delhi SG Pipers. I think that's a consequence of recent form as well. But Neha Goyal now brilliantly putting the ball across to the left. There was Baljeet Kaur who had drifted away to the middle, and it was a nice bit of overlap. And now again Baljeet Kaur has gone all the way to the left from the right, and that smart tactic there from Odisha.
All the Indian players have been so good for them. Rutuja Pisal was the one who initiated the move and then passed it to Neha, who got this ball along. And this little touch from Frika Moish, and it was actually a good thought from Yibi, who gave a good long pass looking for Baljeet, but just ended up hitting it a touch.
Frika Moish had in fact pulled one back for Odisha Warriors in their reverse fixture with about 3 minutes to go for the final hooter, giving Odisha Warriors just a little bit of hope, but that glimmer of hope didn't really translate into anything more.
It's certainly been an entertaining league. All teams have had their good days. They've had a couple of bad days as well, each of them. No team is unbeaten. None of the teams have not won a game. Even Shrachirar Bengal Tigers as well as Delhi SG Pipers registering at least one outright win each.
As far as both these teams are concerned, they have been leading the pack with regards to every single statistic. We will get to that, but JSW Surma for the moment are on the rampage. Played it a little too heavily up front, and which is why Sophie Hamilton could not really do much with it, but was a promising build-up nevertheless. Odisha Warriors now just sussing up things before they go for that surge, switching up the flank at the moment. Speaking of the dominance of both these two teams, they have led pretty much every parameter. JSW Surma Hockey Club have scored the most number of goals with 11. Odisha not far behind with 10. A huge chunk of JSW Surma's goals, 5 of those came yesterday.
And I guess from Coach Jude's perspective, the only box to tick really is the PC conversion. We saw them convert one yesterday, but that was when the opposition had actually taken their goalkeeper off, Delhi SG Piper. So Penny Squibb did register a goal, but they will be much more happy if they are able to convert one of the PC opportunities they get during regular play with the goalkeeper still in goal.
It's a bit of an aberration really, given how well they have played in every other facet of the game, and that's also an area where Odisha Warriors have done very well. 22.2 percentage penalty corner conversion, and JSW Surma have been the worst of the lot. They've been laggards as far as this aspect has been. Penalty corner conversion is only 6.3%. It's definitely an area where they have been found wanting. As far as Yanaka Shockman and her Odisha Warriors are concerned, they have made the peace with the bumpy nature of the surface here at the Marang Gomke Jayapal Singh Stadium in Ranchi.
I guess that's what they got the big bucks for, because they've got the FIH Player of the Year in their ranks. Yebi Jansen, absolute beast when it comes to converting penalty corners.
Oh, they paid the big bucks for her as well. They paid 29 lakh rupees, and she does in fact note the moment as a very, very critical aspect in her career, and what a year she's been having. FIH Player of the Year, like you pointed out, and also winner of the gold medal at Paris, and that's coming after she missed out the cut for the Tokyo Olympics.
Well, there's massive depth in Dutch hockey, and that's been in evidence. Some of the best players in this league have not always been regulars in their national team, and that's why it's such an exciting opportunity for the younger Indian players.
And now just finding their way past the crowded midfield. Sonam, the player of the match from yesterday, is in a slightly lopsided physical battle there with Lily Stoffelsma, the German, but has somehow managed to hold her own. And that's the beauty of this sport, really. It does afford opportunities for people of different heights, for people of different physical ability. You see diminutive players who have done really well as far as the sport is concerned. You also see players who are on the taller side of things, like Yebi Jansen, for example, who have been prolific with the scoring as well. So there is room for everyone. It's a democratic sport. Maria Vasho now looking for the opening. She is going all by herself into the circle. Looks to earn a penalty corner.
It's very cool and composed defending. Sakshi Rana helping out in defense.
Ishika Chowdhury showing all her experience against Olivia Shannon. It's a 2v2. Maria Vasho is also trying to close down.
This is something the Indian players are very good at. One-on-one skills is something Indian hockey takes pride in. Of course, the rest of the world has caught up to a great extent in recent years, but it is a natural, instinctive style which suits the Indian players.
Again, trying to initiate the attack through the left, and it's worked very well for Odisha Warriors. Just a little soft was Victoria Soz in necessitating the turnover. Now Sonam beats one, beats two, has to speed. Caitlin Nobbs has closed her out. Good piece of defending there, screening her ever so efficiently.
Odisha Warriors at the moment playing just with one player, one solitary forward up front, just looking for that long ball from time to time. That position has been alternated between the likes of Rutuja Pisal as well as Kanika Sivach. In fact, on the previous move, Kanika had an opportunity perhaps to slip a ball through for Rutuja, but there was some good solid defending.
It's a good aerial there, and look for that snapshot did Charlotte Stapenhorst, but there's a referral that has been sought by her.
Rachel, I've played on from the shot. The Stormwood Club are asking for a foot, and also if the player was 5 metres, so they're looking for a penalty corner.
5 meter rule is also being asked.
I have advice for you. The player was not 5 from the aerial ball, therefore you can restart with a penalty corner and Surma keep their referral.
Excellent, thank you.
Turned out to be a smart referral from Charlotte Stepenhorst, and they have the first penalty corner of this fixture. And JSW Surma will be licking their lips in anticipation. Salima Tete with the injection. It is Penny Squibb. And good bit of rushing there by Deep Grace Eka. But she cannot avert a second penalty corner.
This is something we've seen so much during a long career with the Indian national team. Outstanding running skills from Deep Grace Eka.
Still Penny Squibb and Stepenhorst. And it is Penny Squibb again. Shot on target but was kept out. And the ricochet cannot be capitalized upon by Stepenhorst.
But this is good penalty corner work in the first two attempts. Much more up for it, JSW Surma. At least getting this one on target, evading the runner. Much better.
And the post rusher, like you rightly mentioned, did a great job. She stepped out the moment she knew that the goal was stopped and ensured that the ricochet did not prove to be dangerous. This is why JSW Surma will really want to do better, but they did start off well. And now Odisha Warriors looking to score against a run of play. Rutuja Pisal was within striking distance of the target.
Actually very good defending, because didn't want to give any space to Pisal. She was in a great position to get a shot going.
Very smart off the ball running from Sakshi Rana again to park herself right behind the defenders, just waiting for a loose ball. That's the kind of proactive work that has seen the Odisha Warriors do so well. Yet again it is Sakshi Rana who will run along the right. She looks up and makes a brilliant cross, in fact. Just a little wide of Rutuja Pisal there, but the idea was absolutely right.
There was also Neha Goyal in that straight line. Perhaps just overhitting it a little bit, maybe putting it a bit too much power rather than precision. But great work. This is good intent from Odisha Warriors. They have perhaps one of the best, most exciting young Indian forward lines in this tournament. And if they come to the party, then we'll have a hell of a game in this.
Looking at the top goal scorers, you see representatives only from these two teams. Maria Vashur looks to wriggle herself out of the way of two defenders. Has done so well to change direction. Takes a shot, in fact, from just on top of the circle. Could not find a player inside.
Yes, the idea was absolutely right. Went with a fairly firm shot. And there was a player at the backside, at the back post rather. But just going a little too quickly for them. And Bartram also doing enough with her pads to just let that roll across harmlessly.
Maria Vashur is again one of the many Netherlands players that we are seeing in this competition. In fact, there are 4 Netherlands players who are playing in this match from either side. And just a reflection of how well they have improved, because they did take part in the Tokyo Olympics after a long hiatus. They hadn't qualified for the previous 2 editions of the Olympics hitherto. And from there on, it's been a constant upswing, culminating in the recent gold medal at Paris.
And Arun, that's more or less a very good reflection of how competitive the European scene is in women's hockey. How interesting it has been, and it is difficult to qualify.
And it's been a competitive first quarter as well between both these sides, and you would expect that from the top 2 teams in this competition. JSW Surma and Odisha Warriors testing each other out relentlessly. And at the end of quarter 1, very little to choose between the two, although Surma have 2 more circle penetrations and an abundant number of penalty corners. At the end of quarter 1, JSW Surma Hockey Club and Odisha Warriors are deadlocked at 0-0. And the second quarter is underway. And we have team Surma pushing from right to left in all white, and Odisha Warriors are in their orange and blue attire, beginning this quarter with a lot of aplomb, with a lot of enterprise.
You would expect a better riposte from them, because the first quarter probably saw a bit more attacking edge from the Surma side. And as the match progresses, perhaps the fatigue from yesterday's game might just well set in. And that's where you would expect Odisha Warriors to just seize the moment and pounce.
Salima Tete dropping all the way down, and that's a new feature that we have seen in her role as captain of the Indian side, all at the age of 23. Plenty of orange shirts here, plenty of support for the Odisha Warriors. And every time Salima Tete traps the ball, you see the crowd go up in excitement. And that's what she means to the people here. After the likes of Sylvanus Dungdung, the legendary hockey star of yesteryear, who won the Khel Ratna Award in the past, she becomes the very first women's hockey player from Jharkhand to win an Arjuna Award. Even as we speak, Deepika has run all by herself. Even as Jyoti Chatri looks to close her out, and good defending ultimately.
The two great friends from their childhood, Neha Goyal and Nisha Varsi, walking together, and you couldn't help but just admire the strength in Neha Goyal's calves. She's got absolutely massive calf muscles. She's really a strong girl.
Congratulations also to Neha Goyal, who got married recently, and just a day up to her, in the lead up to her wedding, she was in fact training with the Indian team. She was a part of the Champions Trophy setup, as India did win the Women's Asian Champions Trophy in Rajgir. And now, even as we speak, Neha Goyal looks to take the ball away from the Surma defenders. It's been a scrappy battle in the midfield. The ball is being turned over rather instantly.
It's a midfield melee, and it's not surprising because there are so many quality players on either side. What you often are seeing is there's a lot of players who are chasing the ball. So there's a lot of zonal marking going on at the moment. Whenever you see any player in orange or any player in white receive the ball, especially in the midfield, they're surrounded by 2 or 3 opponents and just pressing and making it hard for them to retain possession.
Maria Vashur has been a constant menace.
But just to execute a substitution, you've got to usually hold a bib up to attract the attention of your teammates, because often enough they play in such crowded and jam-packed stadiums with so much noise that your vocal cords aren't enough to attract the attention of your teammates.
I agree, and having stood near the dugout, especially during the time the quarter break or the half-time break is upon us, I've often witnessed how hard it is for the players to attract the attention. The crowd was absolutely vociferous, letting it rip from behind them. And then for players to quickly attract the attention, it needs the help of the support staff as well. And that's why they try to attract the attention in every way possible, either by moving from side to side or by showing up the bib, as you just mentioned. At the moment, both the teams are not necessarily finding a semblance of dominance.
Arun, we were talking about substitutions, and it's also an interesting study in contrast, how different coaches approach it. I remember the time when Rick Charlesworth was coach of the Australian side. What he would do is he would put on stick-on notes, so every player would know exactly what minute they're supposed to go on. And he was very rigid with it, irrespective of the match situation. It was something that he had planned through with the physical trainer. He knew about workload management. He had, of course, been a first-class cricketer himself, besides being an Olympian. Exceptional coach, also came and worked in India for a while, and helped Indians adopt some of the Australian techniques, especially in terms of strength and conditioning.
He also unveiled a book of his and did serve as a consultant for the Chinese women's team not too long ago. We have a look at the top goal scorers list after this piece of action, as Yibi Janssen leads the list, but she has been conspicuous by her relative.
Oh, indeed, meticulous Dutch planning. That's the way that she goes, but she's still top scorer. But watch out for Sonam as well. If and when she gets her opening, then she'll surely put the pressure on the opposition.
It's a good run there by Charlotte Anglebert. She has just looked up to find a player on the right. Is that Sonam? Sonam is in the wait. Good defending, but they still have the ball. Circle entry has also been made. It's a tight scramble, and that results in penalty corner number 3.
That was sensible play, and to begin with, a stupendous run from Anglebert. What was interesting was she left Sakshi Rana in her wake with her pace, and this was sensible play. Once you're surrounded by the opposition, just try and find a foot. With your back to the goal, you're not going anywhere, and that's the best thing to do for yourself.
Is likely to be in one of the batteries. She is in fact in battery number 1. But it's a bit of a false start. Jyoti could not really make capital of it, even as now Odisha Warriors are hitting on the counter. Rutuja Pisal looks to make the cross. There was an opportunity there with Kanika Sivach in the wait.
Very important touch by Sophie Hamilton. Jogging all the way back, dropping all the way back and helping out in defense. And just making sure that she got that touch in. And at the other end, it was a mistake actually in terms of trapping. Akshata Dhekale was the one who was trying to trap that but couldn't. Otherwise, Jyoti may have had a chance to perhaps notch up the second penalty corner goal for JSW Surma in this campaign.
It's been end-to-end entertaining action so far. The clash of sticks almost at every possible juncture, and what they've done well is to completely shackle Freaka Mosh on the far right. She has got absolutely no way to outlet, and this is why she's looking for those close incisive passes, but it's a triangulated defense that is thwarting her attempts.
It is what we sort of anticipated, didn't we, Arun? Oh, this is a foot inside the D. That will be the first penalty corner now for the Odisha Warriors. And Yibi Janssen is, of course, on the pitch. So that will be welcome news for Yannicka Schopman. Great opportunity for them. This is exactly what happened. Going for the shot to begin with, coming off the foot and then hitting another foot as well. So just in case there was any doubt, it did go on and hit Sharmila's foot as well.
Second battery. And Yibi Janssen steps up and does fire one almost on target, but it has taken a deflection.
And that's again a function of one of the world's best players up against one of the world's best goalkeepers. Savita Punia makes herself a tough target, a big target, and that's exactly what's happened here. Yibi Janssen looking to squirt it as wide as possible, but Savita Punia comfortably putting out his left pad.
Credit to Savita Punia, but it also has to be said that the shot was heading directly at her kickers. You know, it's really a case of the irresistible force versus the immovable object.
It's also about good running, because if you run well, you run in different lines, then you also narrow down the opportunities for Yibi Janssen. She's been at her best when she has found a team which is probably not that good at running, because that gives her that little spare second to just set herself up, bring those strong wrists into position and then flick it really hard. She's hit the top of the net as well on a couple of occasions, and that's a measure of just how well she hits it, of those drag flicks.
And let's not forget that she wasn't a natural drag flicker to begin with. She, in fact, put in the hard yards to get out of her comfort zone in the Hood Klasa. Switched from one team to another just to ensure that she had an opportunity to train with the best penalty corner experts. She did train with drag flick specialist Atun Seepman at Orange Route, a move that has really changed her career, even as Neha Goyal is now sprinting ahead with purpose. She's looking for options, but that cross proved to be in vain because Rutuja Pisal's run was halted at source.
A much better second quarter for the Odisha Warriors. Many more positive moments. Neha going with this shot, but more of a speculative shot. Just needed somebody to be facing the goal ideally. We spoke of Toon Seepman, outstanding coach in penalty corners, and has also worked with the Indian women in the past, especially when Shore the Marine was chief coach.
Rutuja Pisal now veering in dangerously after a bad bounce had ensured that the ball fell between her and Savita, but Savita is too experienced to let that slip. Odisha Warriors are still looking to mount one threat after another, and Yibi Janssen looking for some amount of penetration.
So much better in the second quarter. Yet again an example of that. This was a dinked attempt. Rutuja Pisal, who has played Hockey World Fives as well and is known for her control, just looking to create a chance for herself, but Savita was far too wise to it.
And Yannicka Schopman can be heard all across the stadium. She has dealt with noisy crowds in the past, and that has ensured that she has to give her voice the full lilt. It's less than a minute and a half and we haven't seen an opening goal yet. In contrast, JSW Surma had pumped in 3 goals in the opening quarter yesterday. Just goes to show how well Odisha Warriors are set up as a defensive unit. Now they are on the attack, and Surma once again neutralized them.
It's two heavyweight boxers going at each other, Arun, and that's why you're not seeing too many openings, because they've got tight defenses. They're sussing each other out. Hopefully in the second half we'll see some sort of an opening, some sort of inspiration, because with these two teams what you want is a goal fest really, but sometimes they can cancel each other out and you might even have a goalless draw and then a shootout, who knows.
Olivia Shannon testing out Baljeet Kaur, who has support. Again, the defending has been nerveless. It has got all the makings of a Yanaka Shopman side, who sets a lot of emphasis on the defensive style of things. And she did mention that life is a lot easy when the likes of Neha and Nisha are around. And when Neha is also the captain, the communication between the coach and the player has been pinpoint.
And they can also transition into attack in the blink of an eye, and with their attacking line they can turn even a half chance into a goal.
The half time is not too far, and it looks like it will be a 0-0 outcome for the moment. And the hooter signals the end of what's been a riveting opening period. We haven't seen a goal yet, but it's not been for want of effort. It's not been for want of action. There has been plenty of instances where both the teams have paraded their wares, have demonstrated in ample measure the skills that make them such champion outfits. The numbers also tell you that very little to choose between both the teams. Just two more circle penetrations for Odisha. But at half-time, JSW Surma Hockey Club and Odisha Warriors are 0-0. And the second half is upon us. In their all-white outfit, Team Surma are pushing from left to right, and Odisha Warriors are pushing from right to left in orange and blue. And this is Arun Venugopal on commentary alongside Devayan Sen for yet another riveting passage of play. Neha Goel now spreading those passes up front. Baljeet Kaur just overran it a little. Also, just speaking of the previous hit that Maria Vashur sustained, it was a bit of a friendly fire really, given that both Vashur and Frika Mosh are part of the Netherlands setup, played in the Olympics together, and now there will be a penalty corner.
There has been some intent in this first minute of play from the team in orange and blue, and they have been duly rewarded. Good ball played in and just finding the foot, even though Nikki Pradhan has actually had a very good game so far.
It will in all likelihood go to Yibi Janssen in battery number 1. It is Yibi Janssen who strikes out. It's a great shot on target, and once again the impregnable wall. Savita Punya has kept it out, but they still have an opportunity. But the redux didn't really go Odisha Warriors' way.
Two great saves in a short span of time. Counter-attack from JSW Surma, which is what often happens when you've just effected a terrific save.
It's a goal scorer from yesterday, Steppenhorst, the doughty German who's weaved herself past a couple of defenders. But Odisha Warriors have somehow provided a little more assurance in the back line. Once again, the first touch from Neha being a little heavy.
This was that penalty corner. Yet again, Yibi Janssen going for it, going a little further to the left. What a stretch from Savita.
As the men's edition in its first iteration had done, where so many players, the likes of Manpreet and the current captain Harmanpreet, had prospered, had benefited from the league.
I'm tempted to ask you, at the risk of being embarrassed when the question is invariably turned towards me, what were you doing at age 17?
Well, not anything too productive, I can assure you. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn the tables on you there, Devayan.
Yeah, but just fabulous to see so many young players in this Hero Hockey India League. You've got somebody like Sakshi Rana, who's already had a very good game, who's also 17 years of age. Imagine the heights that these young players from India can reach in their international careers based on this exposure here. Savita Punya's reserve goalkeeper, Natalia Salvador, beg your pardon, made her debut at 2012 when she would have been just about 17 or 18. And Olivia Shannon also played her first match for New Zealand, the striker, at the age of 17.
It's really a sport where you start young, and it's also a sport that's generally driven by other players in your family. Just like the case of Yibi Janssen as well, where her father was a two-time Olympic medalist. Even as we speak, Salima Tete on the right. Is an opportunity there. Charlotte Steppenhorst on that occasion could not get a clean touch. was looking for the first time opportunity, but probably was caught in two minds.
Also, the first significant contribution we have seen from Salima Tete. She's definitely got to have more of an impact in this game. This was the first opportunity we saw of her passing a ball through from the right and nearly finding Stepenhorst. Stepenhorst in a good position, just let down by her touch, a little too heavy for her.
We saw an attack originating at the other side of the pitch, but just to go back to the impact that Salima Tete has had on the team, I would probably just rephrase what you said a little bit to add to the fact that yes, that was the first attacking opportunity that she created, but she has been hands-on in defense. She's been at the heart of the defensive work for Surma, like we saw on that occasion. Odisha Warriors keeping the ball well under the feet. Circle entry has been made, looking for the goal. Rutuja Pisal was right in front and unmarked, but the ball couldn't go all the way through to her. Caitlin Nobbs.
It was a decent slap, but needed to be more accurate. Oh, this is a poor giveaway.
Odisha Warriors are threatening to pepper the shooting circle, but they've just taken a little bit of a sting off the ball and taken too much time. And as a result, Surma, through Vashur, will regroup and build on the offensive. Sharmila Devi, known to be absolutely blistering across the flanks, has played Olivia Shannon up front.
Yeah, just taking a low-risk option there, Vashur. Had the opportunity to actually slip it across to Deepika Soreng, who was overlapping on the right, but chose to hold on to possession. And that just allowed Odisha Warriors to fall back in good numbers. Now you have them all in their own half of the pitch.
Again overloading the right channel. And you see why. Because the best opportunities have stemmed from the right flank. This time it was Akshata.
It has been a defensive masterclass from both teams. Lots and lots of good defending. But we are still seeking that first moment of sheer inspiration from an attacking perspective. They've had their chances, they've had their penalty corners as well, but they've just not been able to strike that door down just as yet.
It's good defending, and it's also the fluidity of it, where they have reverted to narrow positions and suddenly spread out much wider on the pitch. So it's that kind of flexibility that if you're a young player watching, you will do worse than to learn of these players.
It's been good few minutes of play from Sophie Hamilton, making herself quite a nuisance for the defense, using her physicality to good effect. This is Jyoti. What a ball!
It's a no-look ball. Odisha Warriors will have none of it. They are threatening to run away with it. Just got caught in a bit of a log jam was Baljit Sakshi Rana, in fact.
Just an unforced error from Nisha, finding the foot.
It's a good run yet again. And they are looking to win a penalty corner, but that pass, that cross from Sophie Hamilton didn't trouble anyone.
Superb work down the baseline. Just picking the ball up and eliminating a couple of defenders along the way. And just looking perhaps for that final touch to come in from Olivia Shannon. But before that, some resolute defending as well from Odisha Warriors, something that they have been renowned in this tournament right through for.
Deep Grace Eka showing a lot of composure and experience that comes with it. Just holding on to the ball a trifle longer, ensuring that Surma didn't run away with the momentum, but the kind of work rate that Vashur has been putting it will be worthy of emulation for any young player. Jyoti Chhatri looking to somehow slam her way inside the circle. But Surma have also been adept at defending those hard slaps.
It was well defended by Penny Squibb, and our presenter colleague Surbhi Ved made a very accurate observation that she never plays without a scrunchie. It might be a color, different color every day, but she always plays with a scrunchie on. So it's these little tidbits which always help the commentators as well, because it helps you identify some of these players. And of course for the fans as well, such a great help whenever some of these players have a little bit of character about themselves. This makes it a little bit more interesting.
Especially given the sheer pace at which the game unfolds. Makes it very, very hard for not just the players but also the fans and the officials to keep close tabs on it, which is why it's such an exhilarating sport to witness. Now Odisha Warriors, Baljeet Kaur looking to link up with the back line as well, and that's again a product, a consequence of modern hockey, where everyone has to be adept at playing everywhere. And now Anjali Badwa looking to press ahead with the ball, has been out-muscled by her counterparts.
It's actually a great defensive tackle, giving away a long corner in the process. But superb run from Anjali Barwa, another youth player from the Indian setup, and somebody who's really been impressive in recent years. But this is a good time for Odisha Warriors if they can find themselves a goal up going into the end of the third quarter.
Surma now just toying around with a couple of Odisha Warriors players, Vaishnavi, Phalke and Ajmeena Kuzur, both of them working so very well in tandem. Jude Menezes will have a tiny bit of worry that will crinkle across his face, given that time is running out in this third quarter. There's just one more quarter left to play. Sharmila Devi using her wheels along the right.
This has been used a little too wide for my liking. From time to time, it would be good if she can drop into the center, because she has a great goal-scoring record as well for India. And she can find the way to the back of the net, which could come in handy going into the fourth quarter, because it does look like the two teams will probably take this 0-0 scoreline into 45-minute mark.
And now Jyoti Chatri looking for openings up ahead. Baljeet Kaur had in fact positioned herself at open spaces, but the third quarter is done and dusted, and both the teams will now head into the dugout with the knowledge that they have 15 minutes to break open the deadlock, or else it will be shootout territory. There was a lot of work rate from Salima Tete and Varshore, but literally nothing to separate the teams. Just one more circle penetration for JSW Surma Hockey Club. At the end of the third quarter, JSW Surma and Odisha Warriors remain 0-0. To rouse her team in this fourth and final quarter. Quarter 4 is upon us, and JSW Surma will continue to push from left to right, and the Warriors are in their orange and blue attire. A bit of an anticlimactic start to the fourth and final quarter.
Bizarre back pass which led to a long corner for Odisha Warriors. You don't want to be making mistakes like that, especially when Odisha Warriors, as the match has gone on, have just grown in confidence and created a few openings for themselves.
Yibi Jansen has played Neha Goyal, who's done so well to slither across the turf. That was a hard slap and some, which did catch Frika Mosh off guard. Maria Vashur finding a player on the left, played down the line now. Steppenhorst inside the circle, and she gets a penalty corner, and that will be the fourth penalty corner for Team Surma, and it's once again come off the stick of the German Steppenhorst.
Such a good impression in the last couple of games from the two Charlottes. Anglebert, she was on fire yesterday, and Steppenhorst has taken on that attacking mantle today, making a lot of things happen, just finding a foot. Caitlin Knobs.
You have Jyoti also in one of the batteries, but it doesn't go to her. The shot's taken, it was on target from Penny Squibb, but it wasn't a shot that could threaten the opposition.
Is not sure if that was Jocelyn Bartram, possibly might have been, looking at the pace at which it rebounded.
Varsho's been pestilent, she's been relentless on the left.
Yes, good trap this time, that's a lot more positive on the other side of the pitch. And yes, Bartram, big right foot onto the way of it.
Over these last two quarters are the team from Punjab and Haryana, Team Surma. There's the reserve goalkeeper that you see, Madhuri Kindo, has been a promising player at the junior level as well. And now Odisha Warriors through Neha Goyal have found some impetus. Inside the circle, Rutuja Pisal. She's not able to beat the goalkeeper, and the ricochet has not been converted by their captain Neha Goyal as well.
Well, not for nothing is she sometimes called Sevita Punya, because she saves everything. Incredible goalkeeping there. Great work from Neha Goyal, because Pisal had a great angle, a good look at goal. But Savita, using all her experience, advancing a couple of steps forward. You could feel her exasperation, because that was by far the best opportunity for either side in this match.
Well, when Janaka Shopman was the coach of the Indian women's side, Savita was her captain. So she does know what Savita can deliver. She's been delivering under pressure, and it will be the marvel of fitness trainers around the country as to how much load can her muscles take. She has been employing the full stretch and another circle entry, and her abductor and adductor are taking quite a bit of beating.
Arun just advertising that both members of the English commentary have been regular visitors to the nearby gym.
And I had a spot of leg day today, which explains the anguish in my voice.
But absolutely superb. The transformation which Savita also talked about in that little package that we saw before the game, about how she transforms herself from an absolute introvert outside of the field. She barely speaks. You can barely get a word out of her. With such a commanding presence under the bar.
Just a slight talking to Victoria Souza, the Argentinian. Now taking the ball inside. It's been a promising passage of play for the Odisha Warriors. Hovering dangerously close to penalty corner territory.
Souza is also another player who's got a lot of heavy strapping on her right thigh, somewhere around her hamstring. So it would seem perhaps the South American players struggling a little bit, maybe in the cold here. Although it does get cold in Argentina as well. But maybe just unfamiliar conditions as well, adding to it.
I've been hearing that there are at least a couple of players who have gone down with a hamstring pull, sometimes even a grade 1 tear, but they have somehow just soldiered on to play. That's the kind of professionalism that you expect from these overseas pros. And speaking of Savita's introvertedness, I would rather believe that players of that kind really find maximum expression and they're doing what they love most. And for Savita, that is goalkeeping, of course. And it's a great run along the line. Odisha Warriors now have a chance. But the ball's been pushed over to the baseline, and it certainly wasn't intentional.
What a superb player this young girl is. Sakshi Rana yet again taking that ball up and making it look so easy the way that she ran down the flank.
That was an attritional encounter where the Rudras did win, and by virtue of that win propelled themselves to the top 3 in the points table. And that's the hallmark of a league like this, where a win or a defeat they can sometimes condemn you to the bottom of the barrel or can propel you all the way to the top. It's been that kind of an intense, closely fought competition, especially in the women's division, where each team plays the other twice, ensuring that they play a total of 6 games, and only 2 teams ultimately will make it to the final. Maria Vashur did play Penny Squibb in, but she wasn't able to trap.
Superb skills to begin with, because she picked up that ball on the right side of the field and used a couple of circular motions to get across to the left. Superb, just shielding the ball away.
And look at how deep Odisha Warriors are set up in defence. Deep Grace Eka is within hugging distance of her goalkeeper.
And Odisha also making history by picking the first ever player, Ishika Chaudhary. The number 50, she was the first player picked up. Went for a price of 16 lakhs.
Yibi Janssen now. They're trying to make a mark in open play. And I think that's where her role can be expanded just a little bit more. She doesn't have to be just a drag flick specialist. Inside the circle. The play was halted yet again by the umpire, Kelly Hudson.
Absolutely. A foul was called, yet she went for the shot, Neha Goyal, and what an exceptional save yet again by Savita Punya. She's just unbreakable today. And this was that save earlier. Maria Vashua just making sure that she pushed Yibi Janssen a little further away. Obviously, two compatriots who know each other's game quite well.
Maria Bashir. It's played inside to Stephen Horst. Olivia Shannon now with the ball. Just been pushed along the left a little more. A chance here. They are looking to find a foot inside the circle. It's an almighty scramble out there, a melee and a half. No penalty corner and no goals as yet. Just a reminder to our viewers that if there isn't a goal scored in the remainder of this fixture in regulation time, we will head to a shootout. So brace yourselves for what could be a potential shootout in the reverse fixture, of course. It was the JSW Surma Hockey Club that prevailed over Odisha Warriors. Now again, lifted dangerously, penalty corner. Ruchika Wankhede just lifts her hands as if to say, what else do you expect me to adjudicate?
What an opportunity this is. Late in the game, you get the impression if one of these teams scores here, then it will be impossible for the other to come back into it as a contest. That's why they've got to make the most of it. I think it was hit more in hope to begin with, and then just taking a little deflection from Neha, and then this ball rising and deemed to be dangerous play because it was very, very close to Sonam.
It was a case of two deflections, really. Rutuja Pisal making the first of those deflections, not entirely by design. There is Penny Squibb, who is likely to be the drag flicker. Could this open up the game? It's not going to be Penny Squibb. It's a shot that comes at the stick of Jyoti, but there will be an encore. There will be another penalty corner, the fourth for, in fact, the sixth for the Warriors.
Going with a conventional hit, and it was Nisha Varsi's brave running, which stopped the ball, but on her foot.
The trapping this time wasn't what they would have wanted. Baljit has an opportunity to break it open. Rutuja Pisal not getting a clean stick the first time around, holds on to it nevertheless. It's a give and go that's gone back to Rutuja.
Which is the clock which is standing between these two teams at the moment. It's really the only thing standing between us and a shootout. A second shootout here in Ranchi. Always a great bit of fun, isn't it, Arun?
It's a spectacle. It's quite a bit of theatre, really. Not good for the heart rate of the players and the coaches, but certainly for fans, the commentators and audiences alike. It's a delight. Now, Salima Tete, can she produce the match-winning goal? What could potentially be the match-winning goal? Odisha Warriors have turned it over rather instantly and swiftly. Jyoti Chhatri cannot hold on to the ball.
Such a critical defending clearance there from Stoffelsma. Just getting her stick in there, nipping that attack in the bud. It was a superb run from Salima Tete.
Jyoti Chhatri is also looking to ease things up. I think both the teams now know that the inevitable is upon themselves. They know that except a miracle, this game is heading to a shootout. And the hooter goes up here in shootout territory. In this match number 9 between two of the top placed teams in the competition, the JSW Surma Hockey Club and the Odisha Warriors have given everything and left nothing on the pitch. And now they'll have to recalibrate for a shootout.
No goals, but no shortage of action today. It really has been an absolute barn buster of a clash, even though it has finished in regulation time. JSW Surma nil and Odisha Warriors nil. It's been so exciting, it's made my co-commentator channel his inner Ravi Shastri, hasn't it?
Well, it's hard to channel him, it's hard to channel his energy, but you cannot feel but a sense of marvel at the stamina that these two sets of players have displayed, and we will now see a trace of bullet or three now as the shootout is upon us. Both the teams congratulating each other because they've secured a point each by virtue of the draw. And at the end of quarter 4, it is absolutely nothing to choose between these two teams. And the match score remains deadlocked at 0-0 at regulation time. We'll come back for the shootout, the first shootout. Off we go as Lily Stoffelsma marches ahead. She has 8 seconds to beat Savita Punya. Will she be able to do that? There's still time on the clock. She will not breach the wall. That is Savita Punya. Puts in a measured save without any fuss whatsoever.
Superb work from her. First getting that right stick out, anticipating right, which is why she didn't overcome it. And then making the second save as well. If she had missed out this one, there was a chance she could have conceded, but fantastic goalkeeping.
Early pressure now inflicted upon Team Surma. In fact, Odisha Warriors, Stephen Horst will now step up for her crack at the goal. Again, a botched attempt. In fact, Jocelyn Bartram really didn't have much to do. She would be wondering what the fuss was about.
Pure poor finishing because just didn't get a good enough touch. Wanted to take it away to the right, but over touching it and then just didn't have a open hell of getting to that ball.
It's something we have seen in open play as well. Frika Mosh will now step up for Odisha Warriors. Frika Mosh goes all the way up front, strides purposefully, goes for the backhander. Savita stops it the first time, and this time she will hit the ball over the bar. Frika Mosh, who had scored in regulation time in their previous fixture, now watches the opportunity.
It's not many goalkeepers who will enjoy this kind of pressure, but that's exactly what Savita Punya is doing here. Relishing in it. Comes out, saves one with a foot, then wears one on the arm, but there's absolutely no angle for Frika to work with time running out. That's two sensational saves.
And we'll have Deepika Soreng, the youngster, who will step up to the cauldron as she takes on Jocelyn Bartram's smarts. Deepika Soreng steps forward, weaves her way to the left. Great reading from Jocelyn Bartram. Followed her all the way, made herself a big presence and narrowed the opportunity.
That's very clever goalkeeping because she read the intentions very early, figured out that she wanted to take it onto the back stick or the backhand, and then puts in the dive, just pushing her away relentlessly and then running out of acreage. Can somebody score here?
Now it will be Sonika who will step up. Will Odisha Warriors be third time lucky? Sonika takes a straight line, weaves past Savita, and finally opens the scoring on either end. This is the first goal that has been scored, and it has come from Sonika Smarts, who did ever so well to keep a cool head.
Savita's really annoyed with herself because she just didn't execute it perfectly, but Sonika taking her time, going all the way down to the baseline, and then she got a stick to it but just couldn't keep it out. Perhaps why she was so annoyed with herself, Savita.
And the season campaigner, the veteran Maria Vashur, will be under some pressure. Warriors have scored first. Will it be Surma's turn? Vashur strides ahead. It's a one-on-one. She waits, takes her time. Is she going to be snuffed out? She will be denied. Jocelyn Bartram has done ever so well. She was lying prone, but she ensured that nothing went past her. And Surma continued to be goalless.
Vashur could have definitely considered a chip here because Bartram had engaged with her and she had committed very, very early. There was definitely a chance here as well to go for that little chip, but superb goalkeeping, recovering and using her left paddle to just swipe it away.
It will be Caitlin Nobbs who will be looking to swell the lead for the Warriors. Caitlin Nobbs looks composed, thinks about the backhander, but smoothly, with a lot of precision, just turns around and beats Savita Punya, making it 2-0 for Warriors and making the job that much harder for Surma.
That's so well done. That is absolutely superb from Caitlin Nobbs. Keeps her calm, turns around, and that just takes Savita completely out of the equation. And an unruffled finish. Now this must be scored, otherwise Warriors are through in this match.
And they have perhaps the best candidate for the job, Charlotte Anglebert. The experienced Belgian will have to step up and score for Team Surma to stay in this shootout. Charlotte Anglebert No, she cannot make it. It will be Odisha Warriors who secure their revenge. And what a performance under the goal for Jocelyn Bartram and the Odisha Warriors. They have ensured that Surma was kept goalless.
Absolutely, Onglaber letting fire very early and Bartram reading it perfectly, just going straight down the middle. That really was a poor attempt at a finish, and the disappointment was writ large on her face immediately afterwards. But what a performance this has been from both teams, and to think that Samita Punia got this shootout off to such a sensational start with her saves.
What a victory it has been for Odisha Warriors.
But in the end, it was Jocelyn Bartram who stands firm, and her teammates help out by converting their chances, which is why this match has been won on shootout by the Odisha Warriors 2-0 after a goalless draw in regulation time in match number 9.